How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing today? All right. Well, I just hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I just want to tell you, welcome to the Professionalism Basics webinar, and I am your host. My name is Tonya Franklin, and I am the Chief Administrative Officer for Upright Solutions Virtual Services. Everybody's having a wonderful day. I just want to tell you, welcome to the Professionalism Basics webinar, and I am your host. My name is Tonya Franklin, and I am the Chief Administrative Officer for Upright Solutions Virtual Services. All right, we're going to get started. And okay, in this webinar, we're going to discuss what professionalism is, why is it important in the workplace and beyond. And we're also going to discuss how it affects our business relationships and the growth of our business. We're going to learn tips for management teams as well as employee practices that can shape up our business image that ultimately affects productivity. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I am, like I said, I'm Tonya Franklin, and I am the owner of Upright Solutions Virtual Services. And I've been in the administrative office field for, I'm going to say how many years, but since the 1990s. And I've been in various different forums. I've worked with in media. I've also worked with marketing, advertising, insurance, childcare, and food service. So I have a myriad of different experiences, and this being involved in those different types of areas, you learn a lot of different things, what's required of you as being a professional. So I have taken all of those experiences and I have developed my own understanding about what professionalism is and how it not only just affects you as far as your business, but it also affects you personally. And if you are in any type of business, you are a professional. You're a professional, whether you're working at Burger King, McDonald's, or whether you're working for Xerox or for Apple. You're a professional. And I think that over the course of time, that sometimes people they tend to forget about just the basic things of being a professional. So that's what this webinar is about, for those that are already in business, those that are thinking about going into business. Hopefully we'll be able to, just share some nuggets here on some things to, just kind of shaping you up, kind of refresh you, and hopefully these nuggets will be able to help you in your business, everyday business. Also, we're going to just go ahead and get started here, and we're going to go back to the screen. So please let me know if you're not able to hear me, or able to be able or see the PowerPoint. We're going to do a few housekeeping rules here. Make sure that I have control, make sure that everything is on mute. So make sure that there's no outside noise, but please make sure of that as well. Also, make sure you have pen and paper to be able to take notes. I am in the process of producing a sort of like workbook for this webinar, and you should be able to receive it sometime, if not at the end of this week, it'll definitely be early part of next week. And if you have any questions, hopefully we'll be able to get to the Q&A segment at the end of the webinar. But if not, you may go to the event page on Facebook, which is entitled Professionalism Basics Webinar. Just type that into your search box, and it'll take you to the event page, and you can post questions there. And throughout the session, I'll try my best to look for it. And thank you. Somebody let me know that they can see and they can hear me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So hopefully we'll be able to answer some of your questions if we don't get to those questions today during the webinar. I'm going to try not to do so much talking as far as just rambling, because there are a lot of things that I really want to get into today, to make sure that you grasp it and you're able to take it with you and to grow from it and build your businesses, build your organizations as well. So now we're going to get started, and the first thing that I want to talk about is, what is professionalism? And professionalism is defined as, it is the skill, good judgment, and polite behavior that is expected from a person who is trained to do a job well. And just to make that clear to, that even a baby can understand it, it's representative of how you carry yourself with ethics. How is it that you carry yourself? And I have the little graphic here, and this just really it spoke out to me in so many ways of what a professional person is, and that they have compassion, that they're patient, that they're honest, and that they're responsible, respectable, and can respect others, that they have an excellent quality of work, they're honest, they're knowledgeable. All of those adjectives encompass in what a professional is. And sometimes I think that we tend to, when we get further up the quote unquote food chain, that sometimes we tend to forget the basic things that are important in being a professional. I don't think that I'm going to be able to get to, I have 2 videos that are just excellent as far as how to manage teams and how to be a good boss or / leader. And I'm going to probably post those in the event page on Facebook, so that you can go back later and you can pull those up. I'm going to keep the event page open for a while. There are going to be some things that I deem important for professionals that I'm going to be posting in there from time to time. And if you even have questions for me or anyone else that's in the group, I want this to be a place to network and to grow as professionals. And I just don't want this to just be an hour webinar where you just listen, you support me, and then you go back and you haven't changed anything about yourself as a professional. I really want this to be a growing experience. So that is what professionalism is defined as. Also, I want to get you to understand that professionalism is what I like to call the face of your business. And the reason why I say that is because when people come into your establishment, or whether they come into your office, whether you're a manager, or whether you're an executive director, or even if you're an office manager for that matter, because I've been an office manager. Um, when people come in, they're expecting a certain level of caliber. They're expecting a certain caliber of you and the place where you work that reflects your business as a whole. And people say that first impressions are lasting impressions, and to a certain degree that is true. That when you come into McDonald's, even you expect the place to be clean. You expect that the employees to be dressed, that they're neat. You expect to see that the operations of the services that they're running smoothly, that people are doing what they're supposed to do. These are the kind of things that affect you, whether you're going to support that establishment or not. So, your professionalism is the face of your business. It's the face of who you are. And I want to make this perfectly clear. And this is something that I learned in school, as well as being working for an advertising agency, is that you are your business. You represent your own personal business. If you're a secretary, then whatever business that is, that becomes you. You are that business. And sometimes we tend to detach ourselves from the places where we work, the places where we manage, the organizations that we are managers or leaders over. We tend to detach ourselves and say, oh, well, I'm just working for this person, or I'm just working for this business. But when you make it a point to where you are the actual business, you consider yourself, where I say that Tonya is Upright Solutions, then your whole frame of mind, it changes. It takes a shift, and you start taking the level of professionalism that you put into your business, you take it to a whole totally different level. So I just want you to understand that professionalism is the face of your business, and you are what drives or draws customers to your business. And anyone that's associated with your business represents you, represents who you are. So we're going to get into understanding roles, and also, understand that it has to be a code of order. There has to be a code of order in your business, and we're going to try to tap into that a little bit also. Now we're going to understand roles, professional roles, and understand that you are the boss. You're the boss. And if you can see my PowerPoint screen here, you can see this guy, and he's got like this bullhorn, and you can just imagine that he's just barking out orders. And this may not be the best way that you want to help your team. This may not be the way that you want to lead people. I have been under this type of leadership before, and there are certain statistics. Even if you go to the event page, I posted a statistic, I think that was last week or week before last, on reasons why people quit their jobs. And if you are really, really focused, if you're really, 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 really focused on building your team, if you're really, really focused on building your business, if you're really, really focused on moving to the next level, then you have to understand what your role is as the boss. You own the company, or you are the manager. You have developed the vision, or you're the caregiver of the vision. You have laid down your sweat and tears to put it in motion. But understand that without your team members, that there is no business. That no one man, no one woman can do it all alone. Your team members are the ones that help you to carry out the vision. They are what I would call your ambassadors for your business. So it's very, very, very vital and very important that you be on one accord with your team. And to be on one accord with your team, it doesn't not mean that everybody just has to do what you say, how you say do it, when you say do it. To be on one accord is that we all understand that this is the common goal, this is the common vision, and whatever your God-given talents are, let's put those together and let's move forward to get this vision to come to fruition. So that, that works in all areas. It works in ministry, it works in secular businesses, it works in outreach, it works in nonprofit. It works across the board. It works in even in parenting. So it's very, very key that you understand what your role is as the boss. Just being the boss doesn't mean that you're just, you're the guy with the bullhorn on the PowerPoint. So I just want you guys to understand that as well. Also, I want you to understand that it is your mandate as the boss to set an example of what you want to see in your business. And this is what, and I learned this actually last year about business culture. And it's something that we tend to not really understand because we're just used to people just doing whatever we say do, however we say do it. But you have to set the business culture for your business. And the culture is the key component, and it has an impact on the strategic direction of your business. It's sort of kind of like the foundation of the groundwork of how you're going to set your business. It influences management, the decisions, and all the functions, even from accounting to production. It affects everything. And what I want to stress with business culture, because this is not something that businesses are really promoting, even on the lower levels. This is something that is pretty much of the hierarchy, the big wigs, that they are starting to understand how important business culture is. So you are to understand that you set the tone. You set the tone for how your employees are going to work. You set the tone for how you're going to work. And you also set the tone on how your customers and your clients, how they're going to receive you. So setting the business culture is extremely, 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 extremely important. If you are the type of boss is always screaming, yelling, delegating, micromanaging, then your team is going to work under duress, and they're not going to give their all. They're not going to give their everything. They're going to work in resentment and sometimes even depression. And this is something that I learned from working as a business manager, an office manager, excuse me. And you deal with different types of attitudes, personalities, people that come from different professional backgrounds or non-professional backgrounds. So you really, really, really have to be in tune with the foundation that you set for your business, for your office, for your administrative position, period. You have to set the culture. You have to set the tone. And we're going to get into some things also with that in a second. But you have to really, and one of the things that was on the slide here of professionalism, one of the big words that stand out is compassion. And as a leader, you have to have compassion. It's not all about business, business, business 150%. You're dealing with people. You're not dealing with robots. You're not dealing with computers. You're dealing with human beings, flesh and blood, people that have feelings and emotions, and they have ideas, they have dreams, they have goals. And how I look at it is that you encompass all of those characteristics, all of those things of the people that you work for, the people that work with you, because I've also been a team leader, and anybody that knows me knows I don't like to be out front, but for some reason I'm always pushed to be out front. And I can remember that I have worked for places where I have been put over certain particular teams. I've always wanted to participate in things like, yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, let's fundraise. Let's do this. Let's support this fundraiser. Let's do this. But and it's like they're always like, well, Tonya, you're going to be the team leader, and I'm like, no. But I've had to learn that it started with me. The whole tone for managing a team, it starts with me. And if I'm already wearing my hard hat and I have my gavel in my hand and I have my bullhorn and I'm just ready to start screaming out orders because I want things to go this way, that way, then I'm going to have a mess on my hands. I'm going to have a hard time. I'm going to have many sleepless nights. I'm going to have plenty of headaches. And I had to realize and I had to understand that, hey, these people, they have ideas and they have goals on how they want to see the vision to come. And even when you have lazy people, they even have goals, they even have visions. And so sometimes as a manager or director or a team leader, sometimes you have to pull those, you have to pull a little extra harder on them, and you have to find out what it is that they have, what is it that they have a dream to do? What is their goal? What is it that they want? What is their desire? What is their reason, their purpose for being a part of the team, for being for working there, whatever it is, and you capitalize on it. You just monopolize it. You just monopolize it, and you just work it and juice it until you can get them to just pour into your vision. And it sounds like that's a heap of a lot of things, but when you put those type of things into practice, when you start understanding that you are the boss, when you start understanding that you are the face of your business, then you start to really understand and you start to get it, and you say, you know what, I'm going to do whatever it is that I have to do to get these people to get online, get on board with this, so that we can get this vision moving, so that I can make money, so that they can make money, so that my customers can get the things that they need, and everybody's happy. And that's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal. So we're going to talk about some other different areas about business culture. We're going to talk about workplace gossip, harassment. Those type of things are very important. And they're things we all deal with. At some point in our career, you deal with that. And it's sort of been kind of accepted as the norm for business, which is kind of crazy to me, but it has been. It's been accepted as that's the norm, that's the regular thing to do. That if you're in business, oh, then people are going to be gossiping, people are going to be harassing people, but that's not the norm. That's not professional. That just burdens your business. It makes you work 20 times harder to try to get to the goals that you have set when you have to deal with that. So when you set the culture, you set the code of order, and you say, look, this is what's acceptable in this place. This is acceptable, what's even acceptable around me. Because remember, you're your own business. So, when people come to you and they're doing this and they're doing that, hey, that's not acceptable here. You establish your code of order because you're establishing your culture. Also, code of dress. And you just couldn't even believe that even with as many webinars, as many seminars, as many even businesses that even help people on how to dress for a professional environment, that this is still an issue. And you have people that I have witnessed that people have come in with flip-flops and cutoffs and blue hair, and it's just crazy. And they come in for a professional job. I mean, professional, like corporate job. And we have to get to the point where we have the mentality of where we're trying to go. And that is also part of your business culture. That if you have the mindset of that, I want to be a CEO, I want to be an administrative director or whatever, you have to set your mindset, and you have to set even the way that you carry yourself, the way you dress yourself. You have to set yourself to be that. I remember when I went into an interview for a fast food restaurant, and I went dressed in a business suit, and people were like kind of looking at me like, what is she doing? But I didn't come in with jeans and a t-shirt, and I actually took on the mindset that this is not my destination. I have a mentality, a mindset that I am an executive. This is my mindset. So I'm going to constantly dress that way. And I'm not the type of person, I don't like dressing up. I'm a jeans and t-shirt type of girl. But when it's time to put my business hat on, when it's time to put my professional hat on, then I realize and I understand that my mentality is going to be reflected on the outside, and that's what people are going to see. They're not going to see my mind. They're going to see how I dress. They're going to listen to how I speak. They're going to watch my actions and how I do business. That is what people are going to see. So you have to establish your business culture in your office. I really advise a lot of people, and people don't even really do this nowadays, that you establish that you have a business policy. You have a policy manual for your employees or even for your team members. I remember that I served as a director even over a dance ministry, and I developed contracts. I developed a manual, sort of, if you will, letting them know, stating the rules, the regulations, things that I expected out of them. And see, that shifted their whole mentality. And it was like, okay, they were like, wow, she's serious about this thing. And so you have to really, 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 you have to be professional in all aspects of your life, of your career, in every type of relationship that you have. You have to be professional. You have to let people know that you're serious about your goal. You're serious about your vision and what it is that you want to do and what you want to accomplish. So the next thing we're going to talk about is getting your team on board. And I've already discussed some of the things here about establishing a manual. And I think that a lot of times that the reason why people have an issue with getting people on board is that they don't set clear goals. They don't set the vision clear for everybody to understand. They establish a vision, but everybody's kind of like, I get 10% of that vision. I understand 10% of it. Or you got some that may understand 20% of it. Or you may have some that understand only 45. But everybody's not on the same page, because everybody's not getting the vision. Everybody's not understanding the vision. And sometimes, even with establishing a vision, you have to make it kind of broad, and you bring in your team members and say, this is overall what I want to do. And, but I want you guys' input, because as I stated earlier, your team members, your employees, your coworkers, or whatever, they are the ones that are going to be doing the grunt work. So it would make sense to have them on board as far as directing and helping to guide the vision. It makes sense to me. So, pull them in and say, this is the vision here. I want to make money. So, you guys put in some input. What is your vision as far as, coinciding with this vision? And you start getting all kind of ideas, and everybody's brainstorming. And then, you're sorting things out, and it's like, and then before you know it, you have a common vision that fits into your initial vision that everybody is 100% on page with, and everybody is like, yeah, let's do this, let's move forward on this. And there's one of the video clips that I was telling you about. It's about a guy. He's big time CEO, and he was saying that he doesn't just dictate to people. It's like, hey, find out what it is that they like to do. Find out what it is that they have to contribute professionally, and you just incorporate that into your vision, and it just, everything will flow. You'll start seeing how everything will start moving, and people will start being on board, and working as a team, because that's what you want. You want everybody on board. You want everybody working together. And working together does not mean that you're just mandating orders and just expecting people to follow them. That's dictatorship. That's not team management, because the keyword is team. You're working as a team here. So you want to incorporate everybody's ideas, and that's part of the communication bullet that's on this slide here. Get people involved. Get them involved. Get them involved. It says involve them on the process. Incorporate. That is so key. That is so important. I have worked with organizations and with different types of businesses where the goals were just handed down, and it's like, okay, you do A, B, C, and D. And, and I've done those to the best of my ability, but it lacked the oomph of my creativity because I had no input. And sometimes we tend to not involve people or establish clear communication because of the simple fact that we have trust issues. And to be a manager, to be a team leader, to be an employer, a business owner, you have to have trust. Your business is going to fail if you don't have trust. You have to trust the people that work with you, that work under you, and you have to distribute, not liberally. Don't just pour out all your trust. I'm not saying that you just trust everything that Jane and John is going to do on the project, but what I am saying is that you establish the goals. You set the expectations and say, this is what I'm expecting. This is what our goal is. And I need you to do X, Y, and Z. I need you to communicate with me. You see how I'm tying all of these bullets here? And you say, I'm expecting you to communicate with me. And, hey, look, what is it that you can do to get us to point B from A? What is it that you can do? And you monitor that, but you don't micromanage it. There's a difference. So involve people in on the process, incorporate them. That is so important. That is so key, because it makes people feel like they are a part of the solution and not just, they're just not just carrying over from the problem. And it changes their mindset. It gets their creative juices flowing. It helps their brains to actually start to work. You will just be amazed at how is that if you just shift your mentality as the leader, that the people that are under you, how their mentality is going to shift. It goes back to establishing that business culture that I talked about. So that's very, very key, very, very key. And we're about 25 minutes in. So I'm also going to talk about your business is a networking tool inside and outside. As a business, you can use your business to network inside, and how to do that is also a part of involving your team members or your employees in the process. You say, Jane and Bobby, I want you guys to call the printers, and I need you to price check. I need you to research. I need you to get all of that, because Bobby and Jay, they're like, that's their thing. They love researching. They're like the nosy people. They like to get in everybody's business. So researching is their thing. You see how you take a negative and you turn it into a positive. So, you get them researching, and as they're researching, and Bobby comes back and says, hey, when I was researching and I was calling up one of the printers, they were telling me about another guy that they do also some services that we need for the advertising, for the marketing. You're networking inside your business with your team members. It makes them feel that they're a part of the solution. It makes them feel productive. So that they're getting up and they're just energized and they're just rejuvenated, and they're like, got all these crazy wild ideas, and they're coming to work and they're saying, hey, look, this is what I learned. This is what I picked up. I was thinking about this last night. And what do you think about this fitting into the vision? And even if it's not something that is a part of your immediate vision, hey, say, look, this will be great for a next segment that I want to add on to the vision. This is great. This is wonderful. We can input this on part 2. Never just say, oh, that's not part of our vision. We're trashing that. I mean, that's not how you build your team, because you're working together. A team is not you overseeing them and when what you say do. That's not it. You want to look at your weakest link. Your weakest link is always going to be the one that will tear your employees apart. They are going to be the ones that are going to disassemble the members of your team. And what you do with your weakest link is that you observe them on a negative scale and a positive scale. What are the things that they're doing well? And those are the things, like I said earlier, capitalize on it, monopolize it, and you shift the what? Business culture. Shift your business culture, even with your weak links. Even with your weak links. I recall being a team leader for a business, and we had about 6 or 7 people in our group. And we had this one young lady that she was just consistently negative. She was questioning everything. And I'm not saying that she was, questioning, things like, okay, well, how is this going to work? What do we need to do? No, she was like, well, I don't see how this is going to work. Why would y'all want to do that kind of stuff? It was always negative questioning. She was always just trying to just throw just negativity into everything. And it was like every time that an assignment was given to her, it was always, I'm not going to be able to do that. I have too much going on. I mean, it was always something. She was what, I've heard people say she was a negative Nancy. And so some of the team members, they were even started to get frustrated. And we even had some that were like, you know what, I just don't even want to be involved with this project because I don't have time to deal with that. So co-team leader, I had to work with the team leader, and I was like, look, hey, let's look at what she's doing. What are some of the positive things that she's been doing with this project so far? And so we just started jotting out stuff. We just started brainstorming. And so we were like, okay, let's shift some things around, give some things to her that are positive, that's in her area. And once we started doing that, we were like, look, hey, negative Nancy, we noticed that, when we did this part of the project, you did an excellent job on that. How about we take that from Bob and we give that to you and you work that, because we know that you can work that pretty well. And it was like her whole attitude started shifting, because we started realizing that, you have to disassemble the negative stuff, and you have to take your weakest link and you have to use that to even unify your employees and build your team members and pull them together and start getting them to understand that, hey, we're here for a common goal. We're not here to just ignore people and say, you know what, whatever, we don't have time for you. We just want your labor. And, make sure that people understand that they are a contribution. Also, a thing that I wanted to talk about as far as the communication with your team members is not everybody does this or can do this, but have an open door policy to where that your employees or your team members feel that they can be comfortable to come and discuss with you certain issues or things that they have concerns about. That lets them know that, hey, you're not just viewing me as just somebody else, another laborer. You actually consider me a team member. You actually consider me as somebody that's a part of the team. I recall having an employee that was under me that had all types of different issues. And, and at first, I kind of let that stuff slide, but I had to address it at some point. And, and when you address it, you don't come off as defensive. I mean, I presented myself and I said, I'm just feeling that there's some tension here, that anytime that I'm giving you an assignment or a deadline, that there seems to be some kind of issue or problem that you have, and I'm receiving negative energy from you. And I'm just trying to figure out, was it something that I said, something that I did, that we need to discuss, because I'm here that if there's something that I did that was wrong, I need you to bring it to my attention, because we're here for a common goal and we're here to work. And so, that kind of dissolved some of that. And you have to present yourself to where people are, you have to present yourself to be approachable. People have to be able to approach you. Also, it's so much that I have on my outline that I know I'm not going to get a chance to get to today. I want you to understand, I want to go back to the trust factor. And I want you to understand that respect is given when you earn it. It's not something that just automatically comes with your position or with your job or even with your status as an employer or as a business owner. It doesn't automatically come. You have to earn it. And to earn respect, you have to give it. You have to give it. And when you respect people, because everybody has feelings, it's not just you that have feelings, everybody has feelings. And if you're considerate and compassionate towards others, people are going to be considerate and compassionate towards you. It's just a reciprocal thing that just happens. And you have to understand that people are going to be people. You know, people have issues, they have things that are going on outside of the job. That's just life. But, you know, you have to be the professional. You have to establish the business culture. You have to let people understand and know that this is what's going on in this place of business. And if you have an issue, if you have a problem, feel free to come talk to me so we can work something out so that we can be on board, so we can be on one accord. You have to establish that trust factor to where your employees can trust you with their labor, that they can trust you with their creative ideas, that they can trust you with who they are as people, and with their value as an employee or a team member. People have to, they have to feel that, they have to see it. Also, let's go back here. I covered dress code, covered networking inside the business and outside your business, understanding your function, unifying your staff members and team members, um, understand the chain of command. Please respect chain of command. It's really important. It's really key. But even in respecting the chain of command, understand that your team members, that they are also a chain of command, because they are the ones that are your face-to-face people with your customers and your clients. So respect that, even as them being a part of the chain of command. I want you to understand that this next slide is okay. That you set your business culture. You set the business culture. You establish the groundwork on how your business is going to run. You establish the atmosphere, the attitudes of your business, of your organization, over your office. You set it. You are the prime one that sets it. People want to be respected and incorporated. Very, very key. Quality overrides quantity. Dress the part, do the part, be the part. This is excellent, excellent, excellent. I have enjoyed talking to each and every last one of you. And I'm hoping that you learned something today. And if this is something that you already knew, I hope that this was something that, you know, that this was a refresher. It was definitely a refresher for me when I was putting it together. And it helps me also to be able to be on, you know, just on guard about myself as being a professional, and the things that I need to do, that when I get team members, on how to handle certain situations and how to build my business. And I enjoyed each and every one of you. We have a few minutes here. So I have turned on the Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can type them in on the taskbar, and I will start answering them if anybody has any questions. If you have any comments, welcome those too. So submit your questions. It's in the taskbar. So we don't have any questions. It's great. So that means everybody got everything, that no one has any questions about anything. I'm going to check the event page here. If there aren't any questions, I hope you all enjoyed this webinar, and I hope to see you soon. Look for different things coming from Upright Solutions. Things are just really just getting ready to just take off here. We're getting ready to launch our event, our business. We're getting ready to launch our business. That's going to be coming up late summer, early fall. So get ready for it. Check our Facebook business page, facebook.com/Upright Solutions 7 for different updates. You can also check my personal page, Tonya Franklin, where you can find different things that I'm going to be posting there. We're also on LinkedIn as well, Upright Solutions 7 on LinkedIn, Upright Solutions LLC, excuse me, 7. So check us on LinkedIn. We're also on Pinterest, Upright Solutions as well. Check out our website, which is uprightsolutions.com. And the website is about to go under some reconstruction coming soon. So just get ready. Put yourself out there. Network. Don't give up on your goals. Don't give up on your visions or your dreams. Whatever it is that you want to do, go for it. I say go for it. Jump in, full feet in. If you have the vision to do it and you submit it, it's going to be established. Be a professional at all times. Treat people the way that you want them to treat you. I mean, it's simple nuggets that we're, dealing with all of the time. And my time is almost up since there's no questions. And I really appreciate you all's time. I know that this is this is toward the end of the week, but this is kind of like the downtime for my business as well. So I just enjoy each and every one of you. And if you were not able to tune in, but you registered, I will be posting the vid on YouTube once it's edited. So look for it. The link will also be listed on the event page as well for those that missed it. And also I will send out a special thank you to all that registered. I really do appreciate this. This was fun. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed just having this moment in this time with you guys to just share some things about professionalism. So if there's nothing else, please check the event page as well. I'm going to post those 2 links to those 2 videos. One from Steve Jobs on team management, and you can use these principles with anything. You don't necessarily have to be a multi-billion-dollar company to take these nuggets of wisdom from Steve Jobs. You can use this in any facet of business, whether it's ministry or you're on a team project or anything like that. It's a very good video. So I'm going to post those 2, and we have 10 minutes. We're counting down, everyone. I just thank you all from Upright Solutions, Virtual Services, where we write it right. When we write it right. We offer virtual administrative services. We offer communications, and as well as basic marketing. Look out for us. We're getting ready to do some major things. We're going to add some things also to our business niche. So just get ready for us. We're getting ready to take it by storm. We're getting ready to just incorporate. We want all business owners to be on board. We want to our networking and business partners to get on board with this. We're getting ready to just do some great things. Also, check out our Facebook business ministry, nonprofit, Covenant Girls. Check that out. Please go like that page as well as Building Bridges Network. We're getting ready to do some great things, especially in the state of Mississippi, for those that are in Mississippi viewing this. We just thank you, and you all have the great rest of your day.